So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our special event, Unlock Your Wealth Potential free webinar on raising your money thermostat. We are thrilled to have you join us today as we embark on a journey to elevate our financial comfort zone and unlock new levels of wealth. Before we dive into today's exciting program, I would like to introduce to you a remarkable individual who will be leading us through this transformative experience. Mark Anthony is an expert in the field of financial empowerment and subconscious mind mastery. He is a certificate of science ThetaHealing master instructor, the creator of the Wealth Consciousness Elective seminar. And with his profound insights and practical techniques, Mark has helped countless individuals break free from their financial limitation and achieve true prosperity. In this free webinar, Mark will guide us through understanding our own money thermostat, identifying and overcoming financial blocks, and there will also be time for energy clearings and to increase our financial abundance. We will also have Q&A at the very end, where you can get personalized answers to your questions. And until then, please just stay muted. Without further ado, please join me welcome the extraordinary Mark Anthony. Let's give him a warm virtual round of applause. And thank you for being here.
Thank you, Zhuzha. It's great to be here. It's great to be here with all of you. And I'm really excited about this opportunity to be able to give you a deeper understanding into how your money mindset works. So basically what happens is we have money come into our lives, it gets to a level and then it comes back, and then we go back up, we get back to that level, and we continue this cycle. Everybody experiences it. So what happens is we create a comfort zone for ourselves. When our money goes up, part of our subconscious gets uncomfortable because there's too much money there. And it thinks that there's going to be some sort of pain that we're going to experience from that. And so it brings it back down. And then when it gets to that lower level, the subconscious gets uncomfortable because it thinks there's going to be pain below that level. So it brings us back up. So what happens is we create this comfort zone and we keep our financial abundance within that range. And as long as we have that comfort zone, it doesn't matter what we do. You can have the most extraordinary month and your money goes beyond that level. But as long as that comfort zone is in place, what will happen is some sort of unexpected expenses will come in, or you'll find that that money just somehow leaves your life. And then what happens is we get below it. Once we get below that level, your subconscious will get uncomfortable. And all of a sudden opportunities will come in and you'll find that money increases again. This is a pattern that the majority of people are stuck in. And it's really important to understand how to get ourselves out of it. But the key thing is, it's easy to get yourself out of it. I've been doing theta healing now for 18 years. And when I got into theta healing, I experienced an instant healing. I had a medically incurable health condition, and the doctors basically sent me home to die. I found theta healing and I healed my physical body. And I healed my abundance at the same time too. And ever since, I've been helping people create wealth and abundance in their lives, and it is easy to do. And that's really important for you to understand, because when we've been in patterns for long periods in our lives of experiencing lack, it can be very difficult to see how we can actually change that situation. But the truth is, everything with the Creator is easy to heal. So one of the reasons why we get into this comfort zone is sometimes we have a really good experience where we have a lot of money coming in and we get to a really high level. And for a lot of people, something negative takes place. So all of a sudden something bad happens and they get pulled back down. And the subconscious recognizes that getting up to that financial level was actually really painful. The experience that came after it was really painful. So what it will do is allow us to get back up, but just not as high. If we don't get back up to that height, and if something goes wrong, we're not going to fall as far. So really what happens is this comfort zone has been created to keep you safe. So one of the key things to do in your own life is to identify a time in your life where you felt like you had the most money. And then what took place after that. When you identify what took place after that, you'll see the negative experience. And when you change that, you'll allow yourself to go beyond that level. But it's really important to understand that money is just an energy. If you have a healthy relationship with money, you will allow money into your life. If you have a negative relationship with money, then you're going to push money away from you. You are an energetic being. And your energy today is vibrating at a particular frequency. And that frequency is this level. So all of the conditions and circumstances of your life are resonating at this level. Your health, your relationships, your finances, everything that is in alignment with the frequency that you're resonating at is automatically attracted to you. It's not maybe it will happen, it is guaranteed. It works under the laws of the universe. You look at the law of cause and effect. You look at the law of attraction. Whatever level your vibration is at, that's the level of abundance you're going to experience, because it is automatically magnetized to you at that level. We've all had experiences with this in our lives. There have been times in your life where you don't feel good about yourself and your finances drop. And then there's times in your life where you feel really good about yourself and your finances rise. The change takes place in you first. And that's how all of this works. When you change you, you allow more abundance into your life. So if we are manifesting, our manifestation is at a higher level. And these conditions that exist at the lower level do not exist at the higher level. Your circumstances and conditions at the higher level will be different to what you experience at the lower level. So this here is called your state of being. So your state of being is basically your level of vibration or frequency. And everything starts from your state of being. Your thoughts, your words, and your actions all come from your state of being. So the state of being that you are today is basically what magnetizes the abundance to you that you're experiencing. So your state of being is determined by your subconscious mind. So we have a conscious mind and a subconscious. Your conscious mind operates at 40 bits per second. Your subconscious operates at 40 million bits per second. So there have been times where you've opened up a book and your attention is drawn to something here on the page. And you're trying to, you're reading it, you're trying to work out what it was that caught your attention. The reason why that happens is your subconscious works so quickly that by the time you open that book, your subconscious has already read both pages. And because your conscious mind works so much slower, it is trying to figure out what your subconscious saw. That's why we have those sorts of experiences. So up to 95% of your life is determined by your subconscious mind. So that means as little as 5% of the time, your conscious, logical, rational mind is in control of your life. So how does that translate into our day-to-day experiences? If we look at the subconscious mind as like a filing cabinet. So what happens is once there is a file in the subconscious mind, your subconscious mind will prove that file right. And it is basically truth to your subconscious. So your subconscious sees all the files that are in it as the truth. We all know with ThetaHealing there are 4 levels of belief systems. And those belief systems are formed from those 4 levels. But the belief systems that we have here, a lot of the belief systems that are actually holding us back are a lot of the belief systems that we've taken on in this life. The first 2 years of your life, you're in a delta brainwave.
Tapasztaltuk. Ebben az időszakban deltában van az agy, ami a mély alvásnak az állapota. 2 és 6 éves kor között.
The first 6 years of your life, you're in a semi-conscious state. And that's why they say that children are like sponges. They just take everything in. So we're absorbing in everything from our environment. So a lot of your issues relating to money could be caused by your parents' experience with money. If your parents had a negative experience with money or negative relationship with money, then that can cause you to take that on subconsciously. But see, the conscious mind cannot create subconscious beliefs. The conscious mind can only impress on the subconscious. And the way that it impresses on the subconscious is by conscious experience. The way a subconscious belief is created is through repetition. So let's say we have a little boy named Johnny. He's 6 months old. His parents tell him that he's too slow to hurry up. And then when he's 1 year old, again, his parents are telling him to hurry up, he's too slow. And then when he's 2 years old, he's playing with his friends and they're telling him, hurry up, Johnny, you're too slow. And then when he's 3 years old, same thing. 4 years old, same thing. And then when he's 5 years old, he's at school and he's doing his work. The teacher walks in, has a look at what he's doing, and says, Johnny, you're too slow. So Johnny now, with the misperception of a 5-year-old, thinks I'm dumb, I'm stupid. So what happens now is he creates a file called too slow. So that file has been created because of the repetition of the words too slow. But in this particular instance where Johnny felt really emotional about the teacher telling him that he was too slow, and he felt like he was dumb or stupid, all of a sudden, that's the association this belief system takes on. So now 20 years later, Johnny's at work. His boss walks in, has a look at what he's doing, and says, "Johnny, you're too slow." His subconscious scans the filing cabinet, finds the file that says "too slow," "I'm dumb, I'm stupid." So Johnny reacts and says something to his boss that he's going to regret. He has reacted based on the misperception of a 5-year-old. So if we were to do a healing on Johnny and we change that belief, so now we've removed that belief from the filing cabinet. So Johnny's boss walks into the room, has a look at what he's doing, says, "Johnny, you're too slow." The subconscious scans the filing cabinet. There's nothing there. So now his conscious, logical, and rational mind can take over. And Johnny turns to his boss and says, "I took a longer lunch break today. I'll work back this afternoon." Or maybe he says, "I'm not feeling well today. Can you give me a hand?" You see the difference. When there is a subconscious belief there, Johnny is reacting based on however the subconscious mind has taken that belief in. He has no control over how he deals with that situation. And that's really important to understand here. Because if you look at your experience with money, that is what's happening for you. When a certain amount of money comes into your life, the subconscious mind recognizes it and thinks, "Okay, danger, danger, there is too much money here. We need to get rid of this." Or when it gets too low, the subconscious is thinking, "Danger, danger, we need to raise it back up." And it just automatically brings it back in. So what is the key thing that determines your thermostat in relation to money? And that is your relationship with money. If you have a friend who comes to visit you, and you love this friend, when they knock on the door, you're excited to open the door for them. You welcome them into your house. You bring them food, you bring them drinks. You want that person to stay there as long as possible. But when somebody that you don't like comes to your house, as soon as they knock on the door, you're thinking, "Oh no," and you're reluctantly opening the door. And the whole time they're there, you're wishing they would leave. Your relationship with money is exactly the same. If you have a healthy relationship with money, you'll be comfortable having that money around you. You'll have a positive experience with the money, allowing the money to go out and allowing more to come back in. But if you have that negative relationship with money, whatever money you do allow in, you're going to find ways to get rid of it as quickly as possible. Or you may just block it from coming in altogether. So some of the key things that affect our relationship with money. And the first one is a really important one, and that is guilt. A lot of people feel guilty for having more than others. One of the most important issues that I healed myself was feeling guilty for having more than my brother and my father. I'm the youngest in my family. And when I got to a financial level that was greater than my brother and my father, I actually sabotaged my abundance. And it wasn't until I healed myself and changed that all of a sudden I allowed myself to surpass the levels that they achieved. And I was comfortable doing that. But there was a lot of guilt, more than those family members. It doesn't have to be family members, it could be people in your community. But if you feel guilty for having more than others, then you'll actually block money coming to you. And that's one of the reasons why you'll create that comfort zone or that upper limit of that thermostat. The next one is resentment towards money. If you look at your life, if you look at the bad things that have happened in your life, has money had anything to do with those situations? Do you hold money responsible for those situations? Maybe somebody that you loved got sick and you didn't have the money to give them the health care that they needed. So unconsciously you could end up resenting money because money was the reason why that person didn't get better. Another one that will hold you back as well is jealousy. If you feel like people are going to be jealous of you, if you're afraid of people knowing that you are financially successful, then you'll actually hold yourself back. It's a very common thing. I know in my culture, I have a Lebanese background. There are evil eyes and people are always jealous of people that have a lot of money. If you are worried about people being jealous of you, then you'll actually stop yourself from having more money. It doesn't matter whether you've got a lot of money or you don't have a lot of money, there's always going to be people that are jealous of you. They'll find a reason for it. So you might as well have a lot of money and enjoy your life. Another aspect of that jealousy is you could actually lose your friends. People have a perception that if they have more money, then they'll lose their friends, they'll lose their family. The only time you will lose friends or people that you care about when you have a lot of money is if those people are not genuinely caring about you. If you have people that genuinely care about you, whether they are friends or family, and you create success for yourself, if they are genuine, they are going to be excited about you creating that success and abundance. They are going to be happy for you. So if you do lose friends because you become successful, then I tell you now, those people were not genuine friends. And in a way, you're actually better off without those people in your life. Another aspect that actually blocks people from having more money is responsibility. If you had all the money that you desired, do you believe that you'll be able to deal with it wisely? Will you use that money wisely? What will you do with that money? Are you responsible enough to manage that money properly? And that is an issue that comes up for a lot of people. If you're afraid of responsibility, then you'll actually block more money coming into your life. And this is a common one. I mentioned earlier how people will have like a really good experience and then something negative may happen. And that negative experience may be investing their money into something and losing that money. And so now all of a sudden they've got this feeling of responsibility. They're not going to be able to manage that money wisely. So they'd rather the money not come in to save themselves from making a mistake. So these are really important aspects to look at, and we go into all of those things in a lot more detail in the wealth consciousness class. But one of the key things to change your money thermostat and to change your money mindset is to understand how money works. When you have a healthy relationship with money, you know that money will just come to you. So you're not going to be worried about spending that money. You're going to be wise with that money. You're going to be able to put money aside and use that for investments. You're going to have a loving relationship with money. So what's going to happen is it's going to flow into your life and you're going to spend it. You're going to use it wisely. And you're going to allow yourself to be in that flow with money, where the money just keeps coming in for you. But in order to do that, you need to give money a purpose. So what happens is people focus on money. Let me go through a quick exercise with you. I want you to think about having $1 million. I want you to think about having $1 million US. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to close your eyes and visualize $1 million US. How does it make you feel? So now what I'd like you to do is think about what you would do with that $1 million. What would you do with it? Would you buy yourself a house? Would you go on a holiday? Would you buy yourself some new clothes? Would you buy yourself that handbag you've always wanted? Think about what you would do with that money. And now close your eyes and visualize yourself buying those things with that $1 million. Visualize yourself having all of those things that that $1 million will give you. So did you find that it was a lot easier to get into the feelings of having the things that you would do with the money? And this is an important exercise because money is not a motivation. It's very difficult to get motivated about money. But it's very easy to get motivated about what you will do with that money. And that's why it's really important. You need to give that money a purpose. If you are looking to manifest a new home, how much is that new home going to cost? If you're manifesting money, how much money are you going to put into investments? When you give the money a purpose, you'll find that it's actually a lot easier to attract that money into your life. So if you would like to raise your money thermostat, make a really detailed list about what you desire in your life. Now, the mistake that a lot of people make when they write their lists is they think about what is possible for them. As long as you limit your mind to what is possible, you'll actually stop your subconscious from creating the abundance that you truly desire. When you manifest, what you do is you write down what would give you the most incredible life ever. So today is Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday. If you had all the money that you ever desired, what would you be doing tomorrow? What would you be doing next week? If you had all the money you could ever desire, how would you be living your life? That's how to manifest. And what you want to look at is over the next 30 years, what would you like to experience in your life? That's the most powerful way to manifest. And then what you want to do is you want to understand why those things are important to you. Whatever you're manifesting, why are they important to you? In Theta Healing, we teach that you are one with the Creator. So if you are one with the Creator, then all things are possible for you. And if all things are possible for you, then why would you choose to manifest those things? Of all the things you could have manifested, why did you choose those? So that's really important. Understand why it's important to you. And the more reasons you list as to why it's important to you, the quicker you'll actually bring it into your life. And then creating an image of already having your desires is really important. Because life is images of the mind expressed. The images that you keep in your mind is what creates your life. And this is important to understand. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. Let me prove that to you. Do you remember the last time you watched a horror movie? You know it's just people on TV acting. You know it's just a movie. But once it gets to a scary scene, all of a sudden you start to feel your heart beating out of your chest. And you're looking behind your chair to make sure nobody's going to jump out from behind there. You know it's a movie. But your subconscious does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. So when you have an image in your mind of you already having your desires, and your desires are your most incredible life, when you have that vision in your mind of the most incredible life for you, and you get into the feelings of already having it, And in Theta Healing, we can download feelings. So we download the feelings of already having our desires. And then on top of that, what you do is you express gratitude for it. Express gratitude that you have already received your manifestation. And when you do that, you'll actually raise your vibration. Following those simple steps will actually help you raise your state of being. And when you raise your state of being, you actually take yourself beyond your comfort zone. That will allow you to create a lot more abundance in your life. It's actually very easy. And it's just a matter of following a few steps. Now, obviously, with the time that we have, I can't go into all the details about it. But if we add quantum physics into this, and we understand how time and quantum physics work together, then you understand step by step how you actually create your reality. And I go into a lot more detail with those things in the Wealth Consciousness class. And you'll be amazed how easy it is, because we've all heard that we create our reality. And in theory, that sounds great. It's exciting. But how do I do it? So when you understand quantum physics and you understand time and you understand the other steps in the process, you become aware of how you are actually creating your reality. And so now you know step by step how to create your reality. So creating your reality becomes really easy. And that's one of the key things that I teach in the Wealth Consciousness class. Because you are one with the Creator. All things are possible for you. Everything that you could ever desire is already there waiting for you. All you've got to do is allow yourself to experience it. So what we'll do now is we'll do some downloads, and then I'll give you some, actually, you know what, how about we do some questions first, and then I'll give you some downloads.
So if you have a question, please put your hand up in the reactions. There is the option to raise hand, and then you can ask a question, or you can just type it in. Thank you.
So we've got one there already, like I feel guilty to charge for my sessions and when people give me energy exchange. Guilt is one of the big things that will actually really hold you back. See, as healers, there's this consciousness that it's wrong to charge money for healings. But see, a lot of those belief systems actually come from many generations ago, where you had like the medicine men or medicine women in the village, and they did not get paid for doing healing work. Everybody in the village actually took care of them. They gave them everything that they needed. They were given gifts. They were given all the food that they needed. They were given clothes. They were giving everything that they needed from the village, just because the healer was there and they were keeping everybody healthy. Today's society is very different. We actually use money today. We have money that is a form of exchange. It's a tool that we use. And so just the way the people gave the healers gifts in those days, money is the exchange today. And you've got to understand, as a healer, when you are doing a healing for a person, you may have been doing healing work for 1 year or 6 months or maybe 10 years. they're not just paying for that time that you've been a healer. They're paying for all the life experiences that you've had in your life that have made you the person that you are today. And the person that you are today is the best person to help that person or that client move beyond whatever they're experiencing in their lives. And you deserve to be rewarded for that. Okay. Okay, so we've got a question there. What is the difference between imagination and manifestation? Manifestation, it's important to use your imagination to visualize whatever it is that you're manifesting. So they're tools that work together, right? A manifestation is something that you're choosing to experience. And visualization is the tool that you use to allow yourself to experience that manifestation. So if I'm manifesting a coffee, right? So let's say I don't have a coffee at the moment. I'm feeling like a coffee. So that's a manifestation. I'm manifesting to get a coffee. And in my mind, I imagine myself already having it. And then all of a sudden it shows up. That's how imagination works with manifesting. When you imagine yourself already having it, it allows you to change your state of being. Right? So if this is where we are today and we're manifesting something, let's say this is our manifestation and this is where we are today. In order to experience our manifestation, we need to raise our state of being. And imagination is one of your most powerful tools to allow you to experience your manifestations. It's one of the keys to raising your state of being. So if you're driving your car and you're manifesting the parking spot out the front of the building, you're visualizing in your mind that it's already there. And you've experienced that many times in your life before. So you're able to detach from it, you're able to relax and just trust that it'll be there. And when you get there, it shows up. But if you're manifesting, say, $1 million, and you've never had $1 million before in your life, it can be difficult to imagine it. It can be difficult to raise your state of being to one of already having that allows you to experience it. But the imagination, if you visualize it and you get into the feelings of already having it, then that allows you to shift your state a lot quicker. So imagination is a really powerful tool to help you achieve your manifestations. So they work together. Okay, and then we've got Aurora. I'm blocking doing money because if I keep throwing it to my son, he will not be able to succeed in life. He will keep waiting for me. Okay, that's a really interesting one. So that's a common one too. Like, you know, a lot of people think that if they create a lot of success and wealth, then they're just going to give it to their children. Their children aren't going to appreciate it, or their children are just going to be wanting the money from them. It's like Vienna says, what you do is you create success for yourself, and you create a business where your children can come and actually work for you and allowing them to earn the money. So one of the things that I did with my children when they were younger, I would always give them jobs to do, and I would pay them for those jobs. So they learned that they could actually save their own money and purchase the things that they desired in their life as well. Right? So obviously I would buy them things too, but I would actually give them incentive and say, okay, well, if this is what you would like to have, let's work for it. Let's make a plan where you can actually make money and you can save up that money so you can buy that thing for yourself. Okay, Alexa, why is it that the more I care and the more I am involved, invested into a project, the less successful it is? And when I don't really plan anything, that's when money comes in. And that is really cool, because that's what I was talking about earlier, where you're attached to the outcome. When you're attached to the outcome, what happens is you block yourself from raising your state of being. But when you're detached from the outcome, you allow yourself to raise your state of being very quickly. So what you need to do in those situations, and what I do personally, is I work on, why is it that I have to have this? Or why is it that this business has to work for me? I look at my attachment. What does having this business or this project being successful really mean to me? And when you go through that, you'll allow yourself to detach from it. Because the more detached you are from whatever it is that you're manifesting, the quicker you'll allow it into your life. So all you need to do there is work on your attachment to it. Release your attachment to it, and that will allow you to have faith that it's already yours. Okay. Okay, Aishwarya. I have another fear of attach robbery if people understand I have money and I'm enjoying luxury experiences, and I have a concern about my safety. That is a very common fear. That is a very common fear. And generally, like, that's a past life fear as well, where people have been, well, you got to understand, in past generations, people would just go and kill somebody. And often in a lot of cases, there was no justice. There wasn't any sort of policing system where people were held accountable for their actions. So people could just go and kill somebody and take what they had. That's a lot of past life stuff. So you want to be looking at those past life issues and that past life trauma and releasing that. And teach yourself how to live without recreating those issues in this life. Because you can be very safe. You can have cameras around your house. You can have a security guard that's with you 24 hours a day if you wanted to, right? From that sort of security perspective. But just know that the Creator is your security. The Creator keeps you safe and protected always. So that's what I would be working on. Okay, so my biggest fear is a fear of being loved. If it somehow prevents me to attract, receive more money, it also connected with self-worth. Is there any shortcut for that? Because I've done a lot of digging on the subject and self-worth and love. I would actually work on knowing the difference between money and love. Right? A lot of people have belief systems where it's like money is love or love is money. And if you have that misperception, then what's going to happen is you're going to block it from both sides. So I would actually be working on knowing the difference between love and money, and knowing that you can have both at the same time. You can be loved, you can have self-worth, and you can have plenty of money, and that you're worthy and deserving of that. Okay, so a key tip to move from the mindset of a poor person to the mindset of a rich person. Despite a lot of commitment on the subject, it looks as if it is moving away rather than being within my grasp. Okay, so the key thing that you want to do there is you got to understand one thing. If this is time this is last week, and this is today. So your thoughts, words, and actions of last week are your life today. Does that make sense? So thoughts take time to come into being. So your thoughts of last week are what you are experiencing in your life today. So as long as you are looking at your current circumstances today, then what's happening is you are looking at a previous version of yourself. So this is linear time. If we are looking at time as a straight line, in order for you to get to that next more abundant version of yourself, it's going to take time to get there. But as long as you're looking at your circumstances today, then you are focused on the thoughts, words, and actions of a previous version of you. So when we manifest, what we're doing is we're looking at time in a different way. So let's say these are all different moments throughout your life. But let's say this field that these points of your life are on is actually your soul. So when you were born, when you were 10 years old, and even through to today, your soul covers that whole football field. So everything that's happening on that football field, your soul is seeing at the same time. When you, in a physical body, are looking at yourself today, all you can see of that football field is that dot. So when you're looking at yourself today, that's all you can see. But your soul sees the whole football field. It sees your past, it sees your present, and it sees your future. And all of it is happening now. So whatever problems you're experiencing today, there is a version of you that already has all the solutions to your problems today. So if your soul is looking at your life and it sees your future, it sees all the solutions to the problems that you're experiencing today, then nothing is a problem. When you have the solution, nothing is a problem. So, and if we go into quantum physics, right, I just touch on it because we obviously, tonight we don't have the amount of time that I would like to spend on it. But there is the many worlds theory of quantum physics. So there are multiple versions of you all existing at the same time. So this version of you here has all your manifestations right now. All the abundance that you desire, the home, the lifestyle, the holidays, everything that you've dreamed of. There is a version of you that is already experiencing it. But see, having and experiencing are two different things. When you shift your state of being to that level, everything is magnetized to you and you will experience it straight away. It's that simple. If you look at instant healings. So if this was me 18 years ago, I was half dead. The doctor sent me home to die. When I chose to heal myself, I chose another version of myself that was already on that football field, that was already completely healed. And I shifted my awareness from here to that other version. And that's how simple it is. But as long as you are focused on your current circumstances today, you stop yourself from experiencing your manifestations. So when your life is images of the mind expressed, so if the images that you're creating in your mind are your current circumstances, the current lack that you're experiencing, then what you're doing is you're constantly recreating that. And that is the result of previous thinking. So what you're doing is you keep bringing into the next day the same circumstances. The way to change it is to focus on your desires. Even though your current circumstances are what they are, accept that your previous thinking has brought you to where you are today. Accept that this is your current situation. And all you need to do is focus on where you're going. Those steps that I mentioned earlier. Know what it is that you desire. Know why it's important to you. Create that image in your mind of already having it. And then express gratitude for already having it. And that will build your faith. And once you have faith that that manifestation is yours, you'll experience it in your life very quickly. But see, here's the important thing. When you feel like your manifestation is the furthest thing away from you, that's when it's most important for you to focus and believe that it's yours. Because when you feel that it's furthest away from you, that's when it's actually really close. But if you get into that lack mindset, you actually push it away. That's when you need to step up your faith, step up your gratitude, and you'll be amazed how quickly things will come to you. So that was a cool question. Thank you. Okay. What about the law of exchange and balance? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There is a balance with everything, right? So the thing is there's always going to be people that have manifested negative experiences. And there's always going to be people that have manifested positive experiences. That is free will, and that is the free will that's on the planet. So we look at people that are in third world countries and that are experiencing poverty. And we look at those people and we feel sorry for them. We think, I wish there was more that I could do to help those people. But how do you know that those people have chosen that as part of their life purpose? How do you know that their purpose was to come and help other people learn compassion? So maybe by them being in that situation, it is actually creating that balance in the universe where anybody can have all the abundance that they desire, because there's always going to be people experiencing poverty or experiencing lack. But ultimately it becomes a choice. When you exchange, and the law of exchange is like coincides with the law of cause and effect, right? There is always an exchange. And the key thing to understand is when you give to others, giving is very different than like doing a consultation for someone. So if I do a healing session for somebody and I charge that person money, that is not giving. That is an exchange of service. That is work. That is business related. I am providing a service, and the exchange is they are paying for it. If I'm giving to somebody, say if I do a healing session for you, and I do not ask for money, I have no expectation of money, I have no expectation of anything from you. I'm just happy to help you because you need that session. Then that is giving. I have zero expectation from you. The universe will give back to me from somewhere else. The universe always does. The universe keeps score. But if I'm in private practice and I'm seeing clients, then the exchange is going to be monetary, because that's the way we work in our societies today. But if I'm just helping somebody and I'm giving to that person, then the exchange is going to come back from the universe. Creator takes care of that. Okay. Okay, so theoretically, we could ask for anything and just return the energy by being just grateful. What about giving back and these two laws? The thing is what it is you're taking action. You need to take action, right? Without action, nothing happens, right? So you can't just sit there and be grateful that you've received all the money and just sit at home waiting for it to come in. Without action, nothing happens. Action allows you to receive. So you need to be taking action. So it's not like, yes, I'm just throwing it out there and I'm just going to wait for it to come. Action is one of the most important steps, because nothing comes for nothing. Without action, you won't receive anything. So you need to be taking positive action towards achieving your desires. And when the universe sees that you're serious about taking action, the universe will open opportunities for you that you never imagined. Okay. All right, so what's the situation when I don't care about money? It's a stranger to me, I have enough, but I don't want to create more. However, this isn't good. How can I change this? So what you want to look at in that situation is, how can I do more for the community? If you're content with what you have, if you're happy with your life, then what you do is how can I give back more? What can I do to help the community? Maybe you could build a healing center. Maybe you could start a charity or some sort of animal shelter. What would you do to give back to the community? Maybe you could build a healing center that is like a hotel, where people can actually come and stay there. They're able to take all the ThetaHealing classes. You have naturopaths there, you have yoga instructors there, so they're able to get all aspects of their body healed. So they come in sick and they leave healthy. And if you've got enough money yourself, you could do that without having to charge people for it. See, that's what happens is when you create success for yourself, you get to a point where it's like, you know what, I'm content with my life. And that's when it becomes about the difference that you make in other people's lives. How can you help others create the lives that they desire? How can you be that inspiration for others? And that's really, where you want to start looking now. That can be your motivation. You'll be amazed how that will shift your mindset when you start focusing on the difference that you can make in other people's lives. Okay. All right, I think we've got the last one here. So how do you know the difference between taking action and forcing things to happen, becoming attached to the outcome? So that taking action is you're taking action in what is in front of you right now. So let's say, for example, you would like to buy a $10 million house and you see that happening in 10 years' time. So all you can do is take one step right now. What is the action that you can take right now? And that action may be to go to work, or maybe to start a business, or maybe to put some money aside to start investing. Whatever action you're taking the action right now. Right? And then what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to know that you already have it. So you're detached from it. You know that it's yours, but you're just taking the action right now that is in front of you. So that's the way to do it, is just keeping that mindset of having gratitude that you've already received, and that will help you to stay in that right energy. Okay, so what we'll do is some downloads now. So do I have your permission to scan you so I can tune into the group and I can just identify the best downloads to give the group together? Okay, so if you're happy to receive these downloads when I say them, just say yes to yourself and you can receive them. Okay, so can we give you discernment on money? And teach you what it feels like to be comfortable having money. And we'll give you creator's perspective and definition on money. And we'll make your perspective and definition on money the same as the creator's. Okay. Can we teach you what it feels like to have a healthy relationship with money? Teach you that you can have money, love, and success and abundance in all areas of your life at the same time. And that it's safe and possible for you to have balance in all areas of your life. And that you know how to recognize what is truly important to you in your life. And that you are comfortable manifesting for your most incredible life. And that you know how to easily recognize what would give you the most incredible life. And that you know how to trust that the Creator is there for you. And that you know how to recognize that the Creator is the source of your abundance. And can we teach you what it feels like to be comfortable receiving money? And that you are a great receiver.
In progress.
And that you know how to accept and keep money. And that it's safe for you to move beyond your comfort zone with money. And that you know how to allow your money mindset to increase and be comfortable with it. And that you know how to allow positive changes in your life. So if you're happy to receive all those downloads, and just say yes. Cool. So have you had fun? So on the 28th to the 30th of June, we're holding my wealth consciousness class. It's a 3-day class that will absolutely change your life. So we just really just touched on the surface of what we go into in the class, and you'll be amazed how your mindset will open and you'll shift your consciousness in the most incredible ways. I've had the honor of being able to teach this class now since 2013. And the amount of people, the amount of testimonials that I have from people who have shifted their lives in the most incredible ways. Because wealth is not just about money. Wealth is about creating balance in all the areas of your life. And you'll be amazed how easy it is to create balance in all areas. So I look forward to seeing you all there. And Jana, I'm not sure if you want to share anything else.
Just want to share how grateful I am that you came and did this webinar. I think everyone agrees that it was amazing and all this useful information was shared. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And for the translators, of course, as well. Zsófi for Hungarian, Claudia for Romanian, and Alison for Chinese translation.
Thank you all so much. You've been absolutely amazing. And for every single one of you, you're all awesome. And I look forward to seeing you all in the class, because I know it will change your life, and I know it will shift your mindset to a whole new level. And it'll really allow you to experience the abundance that you desire. It's actually really simple. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for being here and participating and shining your light. And well, we hope to see you end of this month. Thank you.